about your assortment of pass rush moves. How many do you think you have that you've been using?
A good amount. You know, we've been working on that. Effective ones, that's all that matters, you know, and using it at the right time. But I try to pride myself on having good moves, a lot of moves, so like when the time comes where I need to use them, I can just pop them out.
How are these moves brought up? Is it ones that Chuck maybe thinks would work for you, or are there ones you're trying? Like, how are you guys coming together and like, okay, this needs to be a part of your repertoire?
So like all season, obviously you're gonna train all of them, and then like when we're in like a season situation, we'll know like opponent that, okay, what does he struggle with? Then you marry that up with what you're actually good with. So you know, if he's like light on his I don't want to use the word, but if he's light on his ass, you know, you're gonna use power and you're gonna try to bull slip on stuff like that. Or, you know, if you're faster than a guy and he doesn't like to get low, he's a taller guy, slow on his feet, we can use a ghost, you know, side scissors dip and stuff like that. So it's just like using the right move at the right time, type, you know.
We've heard a lot from coaches and players about how important forcing turnovers will be. As a pass rusher, what do you think, you know, this group's role is in that bigger goal?
What was the first point? I'm sorry, I missed that.
We've heard a lot of coaches and players about how important takeaways will be as a pass rusher. How important is the pass rusher's role in that larger goal?
Oh no, that's big. I believe there was a play that I had in the Bengals game where, you know, I beat him clean, but, you know, I went for like the QB hit instead of, you know, just reaching out for the ball and getting the fumble. So I feel like we had like a minimum amount of you know, fumble recoveries out of all these sacks that we've had these past few years, and that's big. That's a part that we can play into it. It's not just interceptions. So you know, we're working on, you know, getting them fumbles so we can, or raking the ball out so we can help the guys back there.
What do you think about what you've seen from Mike Green so far?
Yeah, no, he's a dog. He gets after it, and you know, he turned it on even more when he had the pads on. So yeah, he's good. Twitchy guy. You know, just puts his head down and works. Picks up things fast. Does things within the defense. You know what he's told to do, and still, you know, makes flashy plays, and he's physical. So, you know, the sky's the limit for him.
Going back to the turnovers,
Way back, right? Doing a job of known him a long time. There's a lot of focus on him this summer. What have you seen from him, and where do you stand? Like, what does he have to do to take that next step?
I mean, you know, he's gone through a lot of injuries and stuff like that, and obviously we're like a competitive team, so like we're always bringing in guys, or like, you know, have guys that are, you know, trying to accomplish something. So, you know, that's tough when you're, you know, rehabbing from an injury and stuff like that. So I feel like, you know, he's doing a good job getting back to, you know, his prime self, and he's looked really good out there. He just has to continue to compete, continue to believe in himself, and know that, you know, we all believe in him. The coach staff believes in him, and you know, if he does that, he'll be right there with us. And I feel like he's really like a wild card for us. You know, he can pop out and have like a 10-sack season, and, you know, come out with the strip sacks that you guys all remember that he got drafted for, and, you know, just like that, we'll be talking about David Ojabo. So, you know, he just has to keep his head down, and, you know, keep working.
turnovers with the interceptions. I guess, how are you guys as a pass rush looking at your role in helping the secondary up their numbers as well?
You know, just winning faster. You know, not trying to have covered sacks. You know, not trying to have cleanup sacks, I guess. But, you know, just winning, being our man faster, whether that's games or, you know, taking a different angle in terms of, you know, trying to break the pocket of the O-line. I feel like that can help speed up the QB and then force them into, you know, bad decisions, and our guys can come clean it up.
What's pass coming on this week? What's your first memory you have putting on training, in training camp, or even in college or high school? First time putting on pads, what's the best story you have? Kind of.
Best story?
Yeah.
I remember when I first started playing football. I guess I was like 16 in Blair Academy. I had just put on pads for the first time, and my coach, he knew I could run, so he just put me on kickoff. And, you know, I'm tall, so I was just running straight. You know, tall and everything, and then some little guy, he ran right under my ribs, knocked me out, took the wind out of I had to go to the hospital. And after that, you know, I was like, all right, I know what I'm doing now. And stay low and stuff like that. But after that, you know, I was good, I was straight. But I always remember that, even when I'm out here and everything.
Odafe, you made a point to put on weight this offseason. Had a couple days, get after the pass. How are you feeling? Is everything going according to plan?
Yeah. Obviously, you know, you gotta get acclimatized to the, you know, the weight. obviously, and then the sun's out here, pads and everything. But I like how I'm feeling. I like how I can use it in my power rushes, in the run as well. But so it's going good. It's going as planned.
We saw Lamar have a big run out there today. Is it frustrating at times to not be able to get after him the way you want to?
Yeah, because coach gonna sometimes he'll be like, "Stay away from Lamar. Don't touch Lamar. That's the money. That's our ticket." So obviously we want to go to the Super Bowl, but at the same time we want to win our rushes. And sometimes you want to fall off the edge as an edge rusher, but sometimes you can't get up as soon as so Lamar can move out the way. So a lot of times he just takes off running, and we stop. But coach don't give it to them, so it's all right. It's whatever. He's fast too, so not a lot of us want to run after him too.
Does he talk afterwards?
He gonna talk. Yeah, he gonna talk. But he doesn't see all that. He just sees everyone like behind him and stuff like that.
So do you think if you could have hit him, he wouldn't have gotten that long?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, coach is telling us not to stay away from you. That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, you got it, though.
Odafe, speaking of talking, what's your initial impressions of Janarion?
He a dog. He always talking, whether it's to himself, I don't know who he's talking to, or like to the opponent. He has a good energy though. Like I like his celebration, but he brings that that craziness. Like Marlo has this like craziness where you don't know where he's from. He got a craziness where he's trying to compete with himself, compete with the other person. Marlo has that too, but it's just a different spectrum. Yeah. All good.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.